Me on Oxford Street, the iconic buildings of the Californian is behind me, and to this side, Stonewall Hotel. But in between these two buildings is where we're headed today, into Millk Spa. What for? For this little sucker. Yes, waxing. I've let my eyebrows grow, I've let my nasal hairs grow, I've even let my butt hair grow because I'm doing a little bit of journalistic interviewing into what it takes to get a wax. If you haven't had it done before, you're about to get it. If you have had it done before, you're about to relive it on television. Yes, I'm doing it for your entertainment here on Queer TV. Well, here we are inside Millk Spa, and to my right we have Peter, and to my left we have Anthony, the two experts in the waxing field. Now, Anthony, can you tell me what your first waxing experience was?
Complete nightmare. I was thrown in the deep end. I had no idea what to do, except all I'd seen was the therapist who was training me on what to do, and basically had to stay in the room. It took me 2 hours to do a Brazilian wax on somebody I'd never met before.
Was she back? Did she come back for more?
Yeah, she did actually.
She did. You wax everywhere?
I don't actually. I used to, but now I do permanent hair removal. So I used to wax my chest all the time, but I've done permanent hair removal, so I've got no hair on my chest anymore.
And how long does it take before the nothing grows back?
I did about 8 treatments, I think. I went through a whole summer where I didn't do any sunbathing at all. I wore t-shirts and kept out of the sun, and yeah, so it was quite good.
Well, fortunately for me, it's a few years on since those first disastrous attempts. Anthony's going to do my eyebrows, Peter's going to do my nose, and then I don't know what's going to happen after that, whether I'm going to come up with any hair at all. But I'm going to head in there now and see what happens. And of course, you wear gloves every time you do this?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
For actually, basically every procedure I do, I don't really like to take any chances with anything.
So what are we doing here today?
I'm basically using a bit of hot wax on a Q-tip. And we're going to
put that up my nose.
Pop this right up your nose.
Yep. And you just hold it there for a little while.
Yep.
And what's that? The nasal hairs are actually joining to the wax, aren't they?
Right, it's actually being surrounded by the wax.
It's not very hot though, is it?
No, it's called hot wax, but it doesn't. But it doesn't actually hurt at all. This is probably one procedure that doesn't hurt at all. Like, it's really one of those things you just go, wow.
Yeah.
It feels great.
That feels great. So we give it a bit of it.
So basically I use a tissue because it's kind of nice to hide it normally, but we'll give you a good look. Okay. So this is the result.
Can the camera see that result? Isn't that the most disgusting thing you've ever seen?
Now look at that.
These boys are professionals. They don't let any hair go
Right, you have a bit of wax there.
That came out very easily. They didn't even hurt at all. So if we can get a close-up of the nose now.
If you look at Matt's eyebrows, Matt's eyebrows, apart from being thick, are also quite long. So what we're going to do first is actually trim them. Just make them a bit shorter.
Can anybody do this?
No, not everybody can do it, because everybody thinks that when they trim, they actually trim upwards. And what happens is if they slice the hair as it's on an upward angle, it actually distorts the eyebrow and puts lines through it.
Right.
So when you trim it actually on a downward angle and you comb it across, the eyebrow sits much better. The section there, down to here as well. But we're going to continue it and make it nice and smooth. He's got a little bit of a point here on the top. We're just going to reduce that slightly to help give him more balance through his eyebrow. What we're doing now is we're just putting a bit of baby powder on your skin. And this creates a barrier between the wax and your skin, so the wax is lifted off quite easily without causing much irritation, damage to the eye contour. We're going to just start working our way in from the inner eye to the outer eye to remove the excess hair with the wax, but not all of it, because we want to be able to tweeze the eyebrow afterwards and give it a better shape. 1, 2, 3, and off she goes. Yeah. Very nice and smooth.
Do you get a bit of a resistance to it after you have your eyebrows waxed?
You do get a bit of resistance to it.
Yeah.
We want to be able to apply the wax but not take it all the way up. We want to be able to shape the eyebrow with the tweezers afterwards. So this is just removing the excess hair from around the eye.
Yes. A little close up on these eyebrows. Take that away. Is that much better?
Because we really do take care of our clients.
Some need a little bit more than others, and that's me. So far we've had the nose done and we've had the eyes done. Now I was going to say a little bit of a butt wax, but instead we're going to opt for the ears. Okay, so let's go in.
Just to roll your head over slightly, I'm just going to use a paddle pop stick with some just like tissue paper or a tissue.
I'm depressed when I get my wax.
So it's exactly the same procedure as what I would do for your nose, is I just basically roll it over the...
Yeah, and I'll just let the people at home know that I've never had this done before.
This doesn't hurt at all.
Okay.
This is one of these necessary things that people forget to do. So I'm just going to slowly slide the powder pop stick out. So you're just left with the paper. The good thing about the hot wax is it's a very low temperature wax, so it's not going to burn you in any way, or I just do the same thing, just squeeze the hairs inside the wax. And then
Wow.
pull the rest out.
Yeah.
Left with a little bit.
At a pain level, it's much less than the nose.
And you're probably not going to be able to see much because they're actually inside the wax, but...
Well, thanks, guys. I think that's been awesome. I feel great.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. And whereabouts, if people want to give you a call, what's the number?
83540318.
Yep.
That's 83540318.
And whereabouts would they find you on Oxford Street? What number?
That's at level 1, 177 Oxford Street, Taylor Square, above the Californian Cafe beside Stonewall Hotel.
Yep, there we go. Come down and get it done. Thanks.